You said something though, man. You were talking about the vibes. We oftentimes, man, we hear we hear that saying all the time nowadays, man. Vibes. It's funny, man. I wish I would have dated certain things when I first heard it. Like a year in which like the term vibes first came out. I wish I would have dated it. Like when you first hear something that you don't hear,
Right.
and like for example, certain words we don't use or it becomes synonymous for something else, like cow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Words like that.
Yeah.
It's just like I wish I would have did that back then to see how far, like how long we would have been using that term, or would that become an instant staple into our language?
True.
Within society.
There's gonna been a couple.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? There's gonna been a few
like
of them.
back in the day, bling bling.
Yeah.
Like that became a staple. Like
Right.
hey, sis got that bling.
Right.
Old boy got the bling a ling. It's just like that stuff is still came out in the 2000s, and to this day, it's still you understand what bling is. It
Right.
made it in the dictionary.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's wild.
So this is like yeah. With that being said, though,
The
man,
vibe.
I want to ask you. Something real quick, man. Hold on, if I can. You were talking about technology too.
Oh yeah.
And like, go before I go any further. Say that again. What you were talking about? Technology, like technology and
Like opportunity and technology, like we both were given those. Anybody is given that, man. And I think sometimes we can use that to pull ourselves out of slump, to seek out people, to seek out information, to seek out resources to help us get out of that slump. Because like I said, towards the end of the week, I was kind of getting down. You know what I'm saying? And I needed something to pull myself out. And I sent you a video, and I think it was like a Chance the Rapper, just a collage of stuff he was saying. And it kind of just helped me out to like, okay, cool. It gave me that battery in my back. And I think sometimes we just use technology for that too. You know what I mean? It has a good side, it has a bad side. It just depends on how you use it. Just like a hammer. You know what I mean? You can use a hammer to hammer nails. You can use it to harm somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
anytime you hear about technology, that's a lot of times, especially when dealing with things from the past. When you think about the past, a lot of times, man, it can create many different feelings, many different emotions. The same goes for the future as well. But with the fear, a lot of times, the way that the past is oftentimes held in regard, a lot of times it's with fear. It's like for example, smallpox, or syphilis back in the day, or whatever. It took out so many people. HIV, even COVID.
Drug
The flu,
epidemics,
all that, yeah. But it was like always greeted in terms like, looking back, fear. In the future, oftentimes is seen as hopeful. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can fix things, or we made it past that, or it's just it's so much optimism that's seen with the future a lot of times. Then you think about the present, and with the present, a lot of times if you're not careful, that's the thing that'll keep you from the future. And to be honest with you, it'll bring you closer to the past if you're not careful, because you get afraid to make the next move, because sometimes you get so comfortable and stagnant in that pocket that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but we got it nice and tidy in this house. Why we need to go out there in the world when we can take it now? We can order our food to us. We can order our groceries and bring them to us. Everything we need is right here. We don't have to go nowhere.
Right.
And to be honest with you, think about all of the other skills that you're not using now, because you're just relying on, the right here, right now, the things you feel like, it's all well accounted for. And it's like for example, if you ain't getting out, you're not using those motor skills to go out and drive, then to be honest with you, how can you say that you're becoming a better driver if you're not driving?
Nah.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real.
The things that make you think, right? Then it's like, man, now you think about if you just stop driving altogether, because now you want to Uber everywhere. Now all of a sudden, here comes your child. Like, now what? Your child is going to become dependent on somebody else doing, something for them all the time.
True.
It's like, this, presently, if we're not careful, we will become too lazy to really have an impact on tomorrow. Because whilst we becoming lazy people, when I say we, I'm talking about the people, whilst we becoming a little lazier, sometimes those that are not lazy, they're inventing things or technology that's becoming smarter, or it's in a sense, it's almost like it's self-motivated. Like, well, unlike us in a lot of senses. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of times we're not self-motivated. And like we always, that's why we going online to find something that's going to motivate us or inspire us, the drive of, or put a fire in us, But a lot of time with like technology, what is it called? AI, for example. Right. It's like it's looking at it's when you start looking at how it's growing, how it's evolving. It's at such a rapid pace that if we're not careful, and we stay within we stay within this period of just laziness, then to be honest with you, we render ourselves incapable to even move forward, move on. So it's like we're not evolving, but something else is.
Do you have like a apprehension towards like technology, or like you fearful of it?
My thing
so
is
I have
this
like
here.
Two different outlooks.
My thing is this. For anybody in this world that fears anything, you got to stop and first ask yourself, why do you fear it? Why? It's because you feel like you're not prepared for it. First of all, you feel like you don't have a say in something. So with that being said, it's like you feel you rendered to feel powerless anyway. So a lot of times, yeah, anything like certain like dogs, animals, like insects, stuff like that, the things you don't understand, you fear. Right. And what's the first thing you think to do against something that you fear is what? The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure it's obsolete. Make sure it doesn't exist. Make sure that you don't never have a bout with this thing.
Right, like create some distance.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times, eradicate it. You think to eradicate something that you don't understand, something that poses a threat to you. In the same, even in society, even within humanity, that's what it is. A lot of people, so-called like black people. You got some people out there, some people being Caucasian people that they don't understand so-called black people, so they think got to get rid of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it, bro. Like I like it. Technology. I think it's like a fail safe. Like I think we can only make it as smart as we make it, because we the original creators. And if you create something, I honestly think it can't get stronger than you. Well, I'll take that back. I don't think it can outsmart you if you the one who created it. Now, like some of the things that be coming out, it does make me a little iffy. Like, man, I don't know if we should be, creating a robot, that flamethrowing robot, or like a, walking, talking, functioning, made robot. But at the same time, I think about like hospitals and things like that. Those are technically robots. The CT scans, the operating some of the surgery tools, things like that. Those are technically robots. So I think computer, right. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff I do, I think it amazes me, like how fast it moves, things like that, because it thinks faster than me. It's so powerful, things like that. It does things I can't do. But I do think it's like you said, with the laziness and things like that, we could get too interdependent on it until, it becomes detrimental to ourselves. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm optimistic about technology. Like I think it's dope. I think we should keep pushing towards it. And like I want to like integrate my children into it, because just like with us with cell phones, or like us with computers, laptops, iPads, that's how we operate in life. So I don't want to hinder them from it, but also I want to teach them how to use it efficiently, effectively, so it don't hinder them in life.
Well, see, and I get that completely, man. That's how it should be. But like we talked about in a prior segment, you got to think about it, man. Everything in moderation.
Right.
Because the more independent you become on one thing, something else within you is becoming weaker. It's like the muscles you don't use.
True. Right.
It's
right,
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, one thing within our culture that's like really taking a back seat, you think about it, like the physical nature of actually you have to go out there to prepare your own food, meaning that from beginning to the end. Like I talked to you about this before. Like back in the day, when I say back in the day, I'm talking about like long before technology, long before it was even thought of or even understood, how to go about creating it. When you had to go out there and get your food, you're limited because you don't have a microwave, you don't have a stove, you don't have a refrigerator, none of those things.
Right.
So now time is precious, meaning that you got to be up on time to go out there and to get whatever it is you need to get that you're going to call, your meal or your breakfast for the day. Or better yet, you might be up there, you might be doing, whatever you catch or, however you go about preparing this could be your meal for the day.
Right, true.
So now it's vital that you on time. I mean, you got to be up on time. You can't afford to get up late. It's an old saying my grandfather used to always say, the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah.
And whatever I'm hunting, it's going to be up around this time. Now, you setting your sights around or you building a window around your food source. You know when it moves. You know when it bites. So, hey, I got to be up around this amount of time to make things happen. You know what I'm saying? So, you wake up and you say, or better yet, you don't wake up. You say, nah. You ain't even got an alarm clock, but you still thinking with the mindset of an alarm clock. Now I'm going to hit the snooze button this time. I get up in a few minutes. That few minutes can ultimately be the reason why you don't eat. The reason why your family's starving.
True.
So it's like, man, you see what I'm saying? Man, these are the things, man, that it's become a loss.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, like a lost art.
Yeah. And that's what I'm afraid of because it's like, like now, we gonna jump it forward, right? Like so, let's talk about today. Changing your tire. How many teenagers today do you think really know how to change your tire?
I don't know, man. That's a good question. Like,
or even check their oil.
I think it depends. Like for me, like I was in class with a female. She was like, my dad changed my oil. My dad put this in my car. My dad do this for me. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I think it just depends on the situation. Like I remember my wife, like when I was on leave one time from the military, I made her change her tire. It wasn't nothing wrong with it or anything like that. But I just wanted her to know how to change a tire because it's like having her out on the side of the road at night, things like that.
That's important though.
Right.
That's important because like you was talking about the situation with the young lady. Like my daddy did this. My daddy do. And that's cool as a father that you supposed to be a protector and that's you security, right? But also when it comes back to like, for example, back in the day, the fish, you can always have somebody out there that what's more beneficial. You got more than enough. You've gone out and you fished so much to the point to where you have a surplus of fish. But then here it is somebody, they see what you got and they come over, they begging you. Hey, can I get some fish? I know you got it. I see you good for it. Now, Granted, the goodness in your heart, you like, I don't mind giving them, but you trust and believe that man is going to keep coming back to you because whatever your harvest is, he wants to bite off your harvest.
Right.
But what's even, okay, so you can stop the begging altogether because now you can give the resources and the tools to them so that they can acquire it for themselves. You can teach them how to be successful like you were.
100%.
That way there is no excuses. You don't even have to come to me no more. You don't have to go to nobody because you have what it takes to get it done.
Nah, that's 100%. It's a couple different ways I think about that though, because it's like I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. Like even like in the primitive times, you had factions of people that you had the hunters, you had the gatherers, you had the people that prepared the food, you had the people that did things like that. So you did have people that was in certain areas primarily. Their goal and their job was to go out there and get the food. When they brought it back, they had certain separate people that their job was to separate the food, prepare it, cook it for the whole village or the family or whatever, and boom, boom, boom.
So everybody had a role to play.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
I feel like I look at it two different ways. Now, depending on your situation, let's say you're the only child, or let's just say you're a single parent, or say you don't have any other siblings, whatever the case may be. Then I think it's necessary to sharpen some of those skills that maybe you forgotten, like. And then with hunting too, like preparing your own food, knowing how to grow food, I think that's a skill that you should know anyway. Like that's something I need to work on because I don't really know that. Like,
That's something we all can work on, man.
And I think that's like one of the skills that could be useful. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to catch food, learn how to grow certain things in case you need them, knowing what certain plants are, what they do, what their purpose are, But at the same time, I look at it situational based too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there's no need for it necessarily at this point in time, and it's been like that for a while. Doesn't mean that it's gonna keep being like that. But at the same time, that skill wouldn't benefit me at all.
Again, see, I come from this thought process of better safe than sorry.
Right.
Better safe than sorry. You never know. You never know when the world might stop working.
True.
But certain things won't stop working within the world. Like, for example, as long as water is running, what I mean by that is as long as you got rivers flowing, as long as you got oceans, you know what I'm saying, still
right.
being oceans, you know what I'm saying, guess what? That's a food supply. What's within those waters, you can eat from that.
Nah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Look, as long as you got crops growing, you know what I'm saying? So that means as long as you can plant, crops being grown, you know what I'm saying, the harvest is being collected, you can eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that, to me, I mean, one thing that the pandemic has shown us is this here. On an instant, like that, things could change. But because things change around you, to be honest with you, hey, let's just say now you're on your own land. You're on your own land. You growing, you know what I'm saying? Animals coming, whatever.
Nah, that's 100%
you
true.
Good.
Nah, I do agree with that. Like, I do think, like, it would, for me, like, I would be comfortable with having, like I, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the country, things like that. So I see the benefit of that. Like, self-sufficient, you got your own this, you got your own that. But at the same time, like, you have some people that's like, what do I need that for? You know what I'm saying? How is that going to serve me? Because right now, it's going to take away from me making money like this.
But see, I love people like that. How is that going to serve me?
Right.
But those are the people that suffer in the long run when they figure out that they actually needed that. See, I believe this here, man. I believe this here. Like you was talking about back in the day, right?
Right.
Back in the day, people had roles to play. But granted, what happens when you meet the one person that dares to be a little different? What I mean by being a little different. So let's just say that they dealt with the crops. That's what they were. They were a crop head. Now, all of a sudden, they familiarized themselves with all the crops. They planted they knew all about that.
Right.
Knew about the land, all of that. But now, they got up and they kind of, they met a hunter. Hey, man, like, what you doing? Like, tell me a little bit about, like, man, it's easy. Now, it don't seem easy to me. I don't know the first thing about hunting. I don't know the first thing about none of that. So again, let's just say now they start to communicate. Now one is taking and putting into the other skills and resources that the other didn't have. Now they sitting up, they trade and they doing a trade of sorts. Now both of these people, now they well equipped to live.
Nah, 100%.
Well equipped.
I think it's funny in my head. Like as you was talking, I was thinking about like having this conversation with like a teenager or something like that, and you like, bro, this is why you need to do this, and then you like.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And they like,
everything I need is in my phone.
They order something at the door. It's like, well, look, this is how you go to food. And then they eat an apple right in front of you. Like, yep, yep.
But see, you know what I do with that?
I mean, they not wrong, but at the same time, I get what you're saying too.
But see, guess what? All it takes is to create adversity.
Right.
And adversity comes when you least expect it. Or like, and I get what you're saying. Like the same applies with my children, right? And the easiest thing I could do is this here. I'll tell you what. Let's make a little wager. That's it. Let's make a wager.
Right.
Let's make a wager. And the wager is along the line, if you take their phone from them for a week.
Right. Yeah.
Then life becomes different.
100%.
That week could feel like a month, maybe a year to some. It's just like, man, that's how much of an onus they put into their phone. Their phone is their life.
Nah, when you put it like that, I definitely understand that. Like, I think it's certain skill sets that you need. For me, I think it's like situational based. Like, it all depends on what you need. Like you said, with the changing the tire, I think that's a necessary skill.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Knowing what foods to eat when you're sick. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I definitely think knowing a little bit about the land can benefit you. It just depends on
Knowing
your
a little bit about it.
It depends on your situation and what you need from it. Whatever skill, what you need from that skill that you learning.
So when does situational becomes dire?
Like,
Because you say it's all situational, but isn't that life? Period. Everything is situational,
True,
right? Until it
true.
becomes dire. Because see, check this out. Now I can guarantee you, man, bro, it comes a certain level of faith and just understanding that. Look, man, look, I know what they telling us we need to be doing, but we got to go find grandma because grandma she got a remedy that can get
100%.
again. That's past situational at this point now. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's dire.
Nah,
and
that's
you know
real.
to go to where you know to get your,
right. Because they did it before it was all of this.
See what
You
I'm
know
saying? But
I
again,
definitely
the
understand
point
that.
is that it's still there. You
Right.
can go and draw from that well.
True.
But if that well is gone, then what?
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it from the standpoint of I may not know how to do that, but I know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what you go back to, like what you said with the bartering and things like that. Like I got these crops, you know how to hunt, boom, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's real.
Yeah. So we kind of got off track. That's cool. I guess
Hey.
that's
You know what I'm
yeah. So I
saying?
know
Hey.
that is still that was good. That was good material. All right. So like going to the vibes, right?
Right.
Like going backward, I say I would have liked to hit like being able to like kind of like date certain things, like so you can figure out what this word, what I'm saying. Never heard that used like that before. I wonder what the longevity of this word would be, whatever. But so when you think about like when you get hit with the word vibes, what comes to your mind?
Vibes, like I'm thinking good vibes, man. Like a nice chill environment.
But see, that's all we ever hear is good vibes.
You
Even
feel
when
me?
people say vibes, you don't know what vibes they talking about, but you automatically good vibes.
Right. Or people say I'm trying to catch a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of vibe are they trying to catch? Like what? I mean, what are they trying to catch?
For me, it's like if I say I'm trying to catch a vibe, it's like chill environment, nice little kickback, might be a little nice little music going on. I'm like, yo, this dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm having a good time. Like that. Nice little barbecue, that's a vibe. Nice little date, that's a vibe. Or just chilling at the crib on a Friday night, relaxing, that's a vibe.
Cool. So now, if this was 20 years ago and I asked you, what's your take on fun?
Oh.
If you was the age you are now, but back then thinking of the word fun, what would fun, what I'm saying?
Man, that'll probably be like just having a good time, man. Like just a nice little chill environment.
So the same thing as vibes
Right.
today.
It's the same thing.
But but how can we use today? We can still use vibes and we can still use fun too. Be like, well, I'm trying to catch a vibe, and then after the fact, boy, that was
Trying
fun.
to have some fun. Right. I feel like they two different things almost, which is crazy.
So that's what I'm trying to get to. Like,
I
yeah,
feel
like
they almost two different things. That's because a vibe is a little bit more like it just sound a little bit more fun. It sound a little bit better. You know what I mean? Than just fun. Fun is just like
so.
a
Vibes
quick
sound like the experience.
vibe. Sound like exactly, bro.
So fun is the
is
thing
just
that
like-
happens within the experience.
I guess you could say that. Yep. Vibe is the whole experience. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, man.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm trying to have an experience, man. I'm trying to catch a vibe. You know what I mean? And in that, I'm gonna have fun.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's dope, though. I ain't never thought about it like that, but that makes
So
a lot of
it's
sense.
experience.
That makes a
I'm
lot of
trying
sense.
to catch your vibe. I'm trying to catch your experience.
Right.
I'm here for the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like you just
That's
straight up
crazy,
ask me,
though,
like, what you
man.
here for? I'm here
Right.
for the experience.
But you just shorten it down to like, I'm just trying to catch a vibe, and you already the person automatically know what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, man, this ain't the vibe, bro. I done say that before, man. This ain't the vibe, man.
This ain't it.
This ain't it, bro.
All right, cool. So all right, so it's just like early when we was talking, man. So vibes, fun, and the intro to addiction
Right.
or addictions. Let's talk about this for a second, man. Vibes, fun, and the introduction to addictions. What you think about that, man? Tell me what like.
Vibes, fun, and the intro to addiction. I think that like with vibes, it start off as like, yo, I'm trying to have a good experience. You having a good time. It lead to fun. Depending on what type of fun you having, could lead to addiction. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like most times we one track. Like I used to only think that you could have fun in one way: drinking, partying, getting drunk, all this stuff like that. But it's multiple different types of fun. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how you look at it, and it's more than one way to have fun.
When I think about it, man, I think about like a gateway drug.
Right.
That's what I think about it as. A lot of times, man, they experience. A lot of people go out, man. Oftentimes, how you get to the vibe, how you get to seeking an experience is because you felt like, okay, I've been here, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I want to try something new. I want to see if there's something else out there. So you chasing the thrill, you know, a thrill ride.
Right.
Amusement parks. We go to amusement parks because it's the thrill, you know, it's the thrill seeking aspect of certain things that attract many, you know. You sit up there and hold on. What that is over there? Wait. Hold on, you mean to tell me it start from that high and then it just drop, it plummets from
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Wait, come on. What do you mean? It's gonna be fun, you know. There it is. It's gonna be fun.
And you already hear the people screaming on the way down.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that right there, that caused one or two things to happen. You already then lost it.
Right.
Or you just gained it.
Right.
Yo, that's it.
Right.
Or no.
Well, yeah, I ain't
you know what I'm
going.
saying? Yeah, nah, that's it.
I hold you stuff.
Yeah,
you feel me?
You don't mind? Yeah.
I'll be the person holding the stuff.
But I'm that person all the time. But anyway, but nah, it's like you got to think about it though. It's that, and then you know it's the experience now. Come on. Look, when is the last time you had fun, or when is the last time you will ever be able to say, or they'll sell it to you like this here? When will you ever be able to say that you've been in, you know, you've been in South America or you've been overseas and you actually jumped into a body of water that wasn't the, you know, Atlantic Ocean?
Right. They package it.
Now that you put it like that,
Right.
it's the experience now. So now the experience, and I promise you, it's gonna be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
There goes the fun. So it's like next thing you know, I guess ain't nothing to it but to do it. You take that
Right.
plunge, you know, or you just go ahead for broke pretty much, and you just do it. And then all of a sudden you make it through. And that initial time, a lot of time, what happened, man, you shook. You're still shaking. Boy, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I'm still shaking though. You know what I'm saying? You be like, man, that's the adrenaline, you know. This is adrenaline, huh? It's like your initial, you know, that's your initial reaction to the adrenaline. It's letting you know I'm still here with you. It's like, man, you jittery. You like, I don't think I like this. Just like I you know, it feel like I done OD'd on, you know what I'm saying, caffeine.
Right.
It's like, it's pretty much the same difference. You know, people explain it, walking you through it. And you know what? All right, I'm cool. You come down off the high and you're like, you know what? That wasn't half bad. Then all of a sudden, let's bungee jump. You know what I'm saying? It's like now all of a sudden you become this creature of not habit but havoc. It's havoc because it's like, first of all, you don't even know what to expect. You know, you're going in. It's a horror show to you, but it's like, man, I'm gonna do it, man, because you only live once. Now you're going by a principle, YOLO. You only live once.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? Now you done threw a principle on it. You only live once. But it's like if we're not careful and you do this, they talk about like the dopamine levels and stuff like that, man, getting to a certain point, man, it's like it gets you high, so high. Like your reality, now the only way you know to function in certain stages or certain situations is I got to get my dopamine levels high. You're not telling yourself that per se, but you go back to what you feel makes you feel the best.
Right.
And that's being high. How do I get that high again? Or can I outdo that high? It's like the same difference as a drug. See, I didn't even start this off by going drug related.
Right.
But what we talking about is still the same difference.
I think too, like you get like you say, you could go to what gets you most high, or you could go to the what gets you wildest. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, man,
hey,
you was turned last night, bro. You was,
or
you know
some
what I'm
people
saying?
say, you know, it face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You was belligerent drunk, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's real.
Stupid drunk,
Yeah.
pissy drunk, all that. None of that sound good. Why would you even want to get to that point where you need a pamper? You know what I'm saying?
That's hilarious, bro.
But
That's
babies
funny.
don't even like their pampers hanging out.
Bro, that's real, bro.
Exactly.
Dude, that's funny. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, you with that feeling, like for instance, I'm trying to think, what's the experience I done had where I had like a bunch of adrenaline. Two things, man. Like, one, if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing, sometimes you get that, and then two,
It's the fact that like
it's the rush of it. Like,
it's
man.
the thrill.
Right.
And especially if you almost getting caught or could get caught.
Right.
That take it to another level.
Fingertips tingling, like, bro,
sweaty.
Oh man, dude, you looking around, you're like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah,
it's you know what I'm saying? You getting ready?
Hey, you ain't even running. You
You hyping yourself up, bruh. That's funny, man. It's so true.
But
That's
nah,
funny.
like real talk. It's like, man,
What got you on that thought process? You know what I'm saying?
Because, man, it's just like, man, it's the unexpected, it's the addictions, man. Because we don't even realize it or know it at the time, bro. But we become dependent on those addictions because that becomes our default. We'll reset our default to that.
Bro, it's real.
And it's like, man, the moment you get stressed out, or you know what I'm saying, the moment things take a turn, not in your favor, it's like all of a sudden you looking for something that you can turn to. For a lot of people, you know, in the world, they turn to, you know, it's like, it's funny, man, because a lot of time you want to be so much like the people in the world, but the world isn't your friend. It's not your friend. It's like the world play you into believing that, you know, like, be like me, look like me, do like me. But then at the end of the day, trying to perform for the world, I have you lonely. It will have you lonely, and you will sit up there and you will abandon yourself, abandon everything you believe to have been, you know, near and dear to you. Everything, it'll have you in a corner, man. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there believing, yo, I'm here by myself. I ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? And it's the world that'll do it to you. It's the world that'll do it to you. And again, like I was saying, it'll you know, it'll reprogram you into believing that that's your default. When your default, you should always go back to what helped you out in the first place. That whatever worked for you in the first place, that's your default. That's what you always go to. Like, for example, a creature of habit would be, you know what, man? What you doing, man? We only get ready to go out there and play a game. I know, man. I pray every time before I do anything, though. Let me just go ahead, because, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is what I'm led to do. That's a creature of habit. They always, that's what they live by. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Now, a creature of havoc, they'll go out, and what'll happen is, you'll be like, bro, man, why you wanna play this again? I don't know, man. I ain't never played it before, man. I heard it get you lit, though. I heard, I heard, like, it get physical out here, bro. I heard, man, it's a spectacle, man. I heard you can be as aggressive as you want to, man. I heard you can knock somebody out, give them a concussion. Nobody care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, bro. So let me get this right now. You said you ain't never played this before, so you don't even know the rules. But you just going out there because all the latter things you just said, you want to try that.
Right.
But hold on, what if that doesn't happen in your favor? What if you the one concussed, get knocked out? You do, hey, man, look here, man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if you're not careful, your default, it'll become repurposed, retooled, repackaged. And next thing you know, you around here, you a shell of yourself. You don't even look like yourself. And then on top of that, if you're a business person, if you're, a person that has decency about yourself, if you're a person that, that's a figure, a well-known figure, somebody that people really, look highly to stuff like that. If you're not careful, your addiction will lead you down a dark road in which you don't care now. You out there and you putting yourself in situations in which you can possibly be caught doing whatever, because now it's the thrill of the rush. It's that's what's getting you high. The little small things don't. The small things of how it might have started. The things that may have been a little discreet or whatever that you would do on the side. Now all of a sudden you wide open. See how that happens? Oh, how that, that's called now. You wide open.
Right.
You out there now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care. You don't care because now it's like what you used to do, that ain't doing it no more. That ain't doing it no more. Now you trying to find the biggest, the baddest, mountain now to try to jump off of, you know what I'm saying, in broad daylight. I don't care. Let them film, let them film me. Matter of fact, you film me. You know what I'm saying? It just,
you filming yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the way, you filming yourself on a demise trip.
Yeah, man. That's real.
And that's what I wanted to like today, man. It's really been on me, man. Been on my heart lately, man, because it's like I had to stop and I had to ask myself, man, as I look around, man, even within this world, man, you have to stop, and it starts with self. You're like, what all have I been doing that may have rearranged me, may have changed me, may have reset my default, you know what I'm saying, or may have, may have got me to a point to where it's just like, addiction has set in.
Yeah, man.
Those are the things. In addiction, I mean, now we could be talking about like the darkest faces of addiction, but really when you think about it, man, it turns dark because it could become an ending point if you don't catch yourself. Because even if it's, stress eating, stuff like that, it's still the same thing. It becomes addictive.
Right.
And then it could ultimately lead in your ending. So it's like these things, man, even if it's paper chasing, that's the money. If you have the money all the time, it's like, man, that could become an addiction. You don't know to what extent you're gonna just continue to go to get the money. You chasing the tail of money.
Right.
And that's the thing about it. If you chasing the tail of money, you don't know what the head look like.
My man dropping gems, dog.
I'm just
that's real though, E.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, it's like like today, man, that's the thing, man. It's like I really, man, like this week, man, it's like it hit me, bro. Like we got to go back and ask ourselves about purpose. We got to get back, and this is like we talked about this too recently, man, but it's like, man, you got to familiarize yourself with purpose. What is your purpose? Because if you don't know what your purpose is, then to be honest with you, it's going to be easy for you to get off of get off a track and go, you veering over into somebody else's lane.
Right.
Because now you done lost track of purpose. You don't even, direction. Your direction is conflicted. It's like you full of confliction. So it's like you can't drive straight under the influence of something else.
100%. That's real true though, man, to be honest, because sometimes you think I'm my best self when I'm under this, or I'm my best self when I'm doing this.
And guess
I'm more
what?
creative.
The world I have you to believe that. That's why I say the world isn't your friend. People come out and even tell you, boy, you way more fun, boy, when you when you lit, you fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, like, bro, I mess with you when you lit. I mess with you when you lit. So they telling you right now, I don't mess with you when you not.
Right.
Because obviously you got sense when you not. But when you don't have sense, you could be the clown of the party. Because guess what? Everybody needs somebody to clown. And you are the entertainment.
I think it what's funny is and it goes down, it eventually goes into that. You become the clown. But I think it starts at adolescence, because I'm thinking like you said, I mess with you when you lit, blah blah blah. Think about like somebody getting in a fight at school, or somebody roast somebody, or somebody like they getting the attention from everybody. You know what I mean? That's the introduction to the drug. Is it that let's just say you're at a party and somebody lit, they drunk, whatever, they got their phones out, they doing something wild, or they get in a fight, and everybody flocking to them, giving them the attention. And then it's like, bro, that was lit, that was fire, whatever. And it's like, bro, bro, I'm with that, man. I'm trying to be like that, bro. Like you did your thing. Is it because you want that same attention? You want that same instant attention that everybody eyes on you, that you hyping this person up? Like, bro, we got to do that again so you could get involved in that? Or like, how does that work? Because I notice it happens when it's adolescence. Like, you know, you hype us up on sometimes we idolize the most foolish things, which you subconsciously, like you said, reprogram yourself to think this is what I have to do to be the talk of the town, or be this, be that. You know what I'm saying? But like, it just got me thinking about that. Like, it really starts at adolescence, like when you're younger, and depending on who you got around you, man, like, or your environment, whatever the case may be, that's when it starts to depend. That's when your addiction starts. So like, what you feed into.
And nowadays, that was us growing up. Nowadays, social media.
Right.
The likes.
Bro.
Who got the most likes? How did they get? Boy, hey, man. Now all this, man, they had you, man, right here putting Tide packets in your mouth, man.
Bro.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
I seen somebody squeeze lemons in their eyes.
Like, again, the pain.
What about all these challenges?
That's what I'm saying, man.
You know what
the
I'm
crate
saying?
challenge at one point, man,
bro.
all that broke up.
That's crazy, though.
And then all of a sudden, Buddy went viral for what he said after he fell off the crates. And when I came down, ooh. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, bro.
But again, he should have never had to go through that.
You know, that's crazy. It's like, even with like pulling out your phone and stuff like that, like instantly when something happened, the phones come out. It's like,
you pull out the phone.
You even helping the person.
Check this out.
Help the man.
Check this out, bro. You pull out the phone, not to call 911 when the person in need, but you record. You think to record before dialing 911. Help. That's somebody say, matter of fact, on the ground. The crazy thing about it now, the police people miss out on the opportunity to call the police because they see somebody pull out their phone. Oh, they got it. They about to call, and then no, they recording. So everybody assumes somebody.
That's real, bro. That's so real, man. It's crazy, man. It's like, when you really sit back and think about that, you know, you could get led down this path of, this is who I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Because this ain't working. You know what I mean? I don't know how you get to that realization of what leads you to that, because it happens. You feel me? It happened to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you really do have to have that baseline. And like you said, it goes back to the origin. Like, before all of this, what were you grew up on? What were you doing this? And sometimes that need to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's real, bro.
And sometimes the origin story itself can lead to the addiction, because like, if you look at, you know, they tell a story about Michael Jackson all the time, and they stated that, you know, I'm saying that they stated, because I wasn't there to see it with my own two eyes, so all I could do in this sense is what was stated to us,
right? The
public was, you know, his father was traumatizing to him. And so as he got older, he wanted to distance himself from that look of his father. When some said he looked it like his father, like his nose, whatever, the most pronounced parts. So he wanted to, you know, so again, now one wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a one and done. He looked, now it became a addiction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm not touching all of that, because, you know, hey, we ain't touching all of that.
But nah, I get what you're saying, because it's like, you know, depending on if you don't address these things, or you ignore these things, or you don't have some people around you to see your blind spots, because sometimes, you know, you can't learn everything you need to know about yourself from yourself. I honestly believe that. And then depending on who you have around it, you could have a bunch of people who don't know about themselves. You know what I'm saying?
So the blind leading the blind.
The blind leading the blind. You feel me? So it's like, you got to have people around you, you know what I'm saying, that say things to you that, hey man, maybe you need to stop that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to quit that. Maybe you need to distance yourself from that type of thing, because you ain't the same person I know when you like this, depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And it comes this too. You got to be real enough with self to have somebody real enough around you that you know is different from you. That, for example, if you feel like, first of all, a lot of times, if you got a real one in your life that you can introduce to your parents, your family, stuff like that, the chances are that's the one you need to keep around you at all times. Because if you cool with that person, meeting your parents, then to be real with you, that's most likely a real one to the point to where they gonna, hey, look, bro, this ain't it.
Right.
This ain't it.
They gonna lead you down
Exactly.
They gonna take you to where you need to go.
Exactly. Like D. Now I ain't gonna lie. I've sat back and I understand that you making, as grandma say, buku of money.
Right.
You making all this money, man. I appreciate you letting me be on the ride with you, because you consider me one of your day ones. But I can't sit back here and I can't watch this happen. I see you on a downward spiral and you out of control, bro. Like, to be real with you, it ain't even about the money. It's not about the money. It's about you. You know what I'm saying? And if this is where you trying to go at, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. You can fire me right now, but understand, I'm about to have to go and let Mama May know what's going on, because you need some help, bro. If you ain't willing to listen to me, bro, you need help.
That's real.
And that's one of the things,
you need that, bro. You need to be able to have somebody that you can have hard conversations with.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, a lot of times, bro, when you already up under this addiction, you gonna take it the wrong way.
Right.
You gonna, you know what I'm saying? You gonna have that David Ruffin complex. We're golden.
Right, bro. You feel me?
We're
you were never with me in the first place.
Exactly. Eyes wide. We're golden.
Right. You looking crazy.
Yeah.
Looking foolish.
I'm still here, baby.
I'm like, bro.
I did it without you. In spite of you.
Have the hair gone, looking crazy.
For real. Got a
shirt
bang over there to the side.
Stain on your shirt. Like, bro, you wildin', my man.
Still got a white line right here. Oh, but now that's my mustache.
That's real, bro.
Boy, wild out.
Oh man, dude, that's so funny, man. But it's serious. We laughing, man, but it's serious, dog. Cause it's like, it really be like that. Cause you be out here looking crazy, man. And it's like, man,
how you got a jerry curl in the front and that thing napped up in the back? Right. It's like, bro, like it just don't even make sense.
Right, bro. You guys, oh man, just doing foolish stuff.
Yeah.
But nah, that's real, man. I think that's you was dropping gems, man, because it's like that's necessarily. I mean, that's definitely needed. I would say more so. You know what I'm saying? You got adults doing it too, but for the young people, because it's so hard, man. When you young, you growing up, and that intention is like new to you. That's really when it hit you. The adrenaline thing to me, it's like, bro, you got girls, you got the peak, you feeling like you the man, like, bro, and it's like everybody pulling you every which way, man. I would just say, bro, you got to buckle down on your principles, man. First of all, you got to research principles. What are they? What's the definition of principles? What's the definition of purpose? How do I find my purpose? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Prayer. You know what I'm saying? For me, you know what I'm saying? Getting a relationship with God, man, and like just having standards, man, like stuff like that, bro. It's like it's gonna redirect your mind. It's gonna, even if you don't get it right then, it's gonna be that baseline. It's gonna keep you where you need to go.
But I will say this too. You said something, man. You said it's more prevalent in teenagers. I don't think so. Not in this time. I mean, if you look at statistics, it probably would appear that, but it's still vital in adults too, because 100%. You got to think about it. When you have these teenagers that wind up growing up, becoming parents and stuff like that, oftentimes, man, they look for getaways too. Suppose a child now getting getting all that what they would consider glory that they never got. Now they sit up there and now they're jealous of their own child, or for them, after they have a child, it's like, man, people go into dark places sometimes. So it's like, man, they're messing around. If you're not watching them and you're not vigilant of what's going on, they're messing around and they just leave everything behind and bounce.
Right.
It's a lot of things, man. The seeds, bro, a trauma. Yeah, you see a lot of that stuff in the kids, but a lot of times it can become hidden. It can become hidden, and then one thing about something that's hidden, it doesn't mean that it's gone. Right. You just don't see it until you see it.
You see the symptoms.
Don't. Exactly.
But you don't see the actual root cause.
Yeah.
I think that's super big, bro. Yeah. I think a lot of times we see the symptoms of trauma, or like symptoms of, maybe messed up perspectives and things like that, but we don't see the root cause. That we don't take the time to go to the root cause.
Or you just never knew what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
That's real, man. That's super real, dude.
And so yeah, man. Like, bruh. Man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. That was needed, dog. That was needed, man.
Most definitely.
Anything else on your mind?
So yeah, so like changing lanes real quick. We go to like love.
All right, bet.
Like what man? What crosses your mind when you think about love, bro?
Love, man. That's interesting. That's interesting, bro.
Was I laughing? in this month of October.
Nah, bro. Oh, love, man. That's the honestly, man. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know what it feels like. I think I know what it feels like. I have love for people, and it makes me act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like my daughter. I got love for my daughter. I got love for my wife. Love for you. Love for my moms. Things like that, and it makes me present my way. Excuse me. It makes me present myself to them in a certain way and do things for them that I wouldn't normally do for somebody else.
So it's a feeling to you?
It's a feeling, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's a feeling that heavily influences action.
It's a feeling. Okay. He says.
That's how I look at it, man.
All right, cool. So all right, I'm a quote something, and you tell me what you think.
Right.
All right. All right. Love your wife as God loved the church. Does that sound like a feeling?
Love your wife as God loves the church. Does it sound like a feeling? Can
you perform that task with it being a feeling?
It's gonna feel like a chore.
It's going to feel like a chore
at times. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Like, is that what you asking me?
Can you perform that if that was a feeling?
Love my wife like I love the church.
No, love your wife as God loved the church.
God loves the church. Yeah, I think maybe.
First of all, I think.
I don't know. That's a heavy task. That's a good question. I don't think so.
The reason why I say that's a scripture in the Bible. So it's telling you when you get married, God says, love your wife as God loved the church.
Yeah. Now,
if we come back in, a lot of us associate love with being a feeling, then that means that if it's a feeling, it's subjected. It's subject to change.
Right.
Because you could be feeling pissed off with your wife one day. Can you love her like God loved the church? If it's a feeling.
That's a good question.
Because I can tell you right now, if it's a feeling, you ain't loving her that day as God loved the church.
100%.
That could be the day you choose to leave your wife because you have a certain feeling towards your wife.
True, 100%.
That's why I asked.
That's very true.
What is love? Is it a feeling?
I think it's an action.
It has to be, right?
You know what I'm saying? Now that you put it like that, it's definitely an action, man, because love transcends so many levels, man. Because like you said, your feelings are forever changing, you know, but when you love somebody or you make that statement that you love somebody, that's a strong thing because it comes with a certain type of responsibility. Like you said, like let's use the example like that. I'm mad at my wife. We had an argument. I'm feeling like I ain't saying nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If you love that person, you're gonna say, look, man, we having a disagreement. Maybe we can have a conversation right now. I really don't want this to turn. I don't want this to blow up no more than what it has blown up. Let's either take a second right now, breathe, and we come back and try to have this conversation again, or we just have this conversation tomorrow. You know, but all I'm saying is we haven't. Maybe I need to apologize first. I say I'm sorry first. That's the type of thing to try to come to that compromise. That's where love comes in because your feelings will have you being like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or
what if love is truly getting rid of the world that's within you? What I mean by that is this here. Y'all could have had a falling out, whatever, and nobody's talking.
Right.
Now, the next thing that could possibly be said could be the thing that breaks the camel back. But understanding where y'all at and then being directed and guided through love, which God has said to be love. So if he's within you, God may have you to do something or take the high road And the high road, a lot of times, in the sense of the world, it doesn't even sound like what I'm about to say. Because see, with the world will say, people owe you something. The world would say, even though that's your wife, she owe you an apology right now. Because she should have never stepped to you like that. The world will corrupt your better judgment.
Right.
But a lot of times, God will have you, when you know that the next word is, that's the most critical thing that could possibly be said. God will have you open up your mouth and say something like this here. No. I just feel like I need to get this off my chest. I apologize for the part that I played in whatever. You ain't even acknowledging anything else. You apologizing for what you did.
Mind blown, dog. That's crazy.
That's
though.
it.
That's crazy. Because it's real.
Then you come back and you might ask, with that being said, how you feeling? That's it.
Bro. How many words is that? I apologize for the part I played. How you feeling? Less than 10 words, bro. That changed the whole trajectory of what was about to happen, bro.
That's it.
You got the atomic bomb right here, the red button about to be pressed.
That's it,
Man said 10 words, and you know how they had a countdown on the movies, and it stopped at 1. Bro,
That's it.
That's so crazy. So, all right, explain to me. Keep going, my bad, bro. Like, how you come to that realization? You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, man, I didn't just come to that realization. That was something God just programmed in me to say.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, you got to think about it. In arguments and disagreements, what fuels it is oxygen. So, number one, if we already understand that oxygen can be very explosive in certain situations, then if we're going to utilize oxygen, then we might as well say the right thing, not the wrong thing. What's the right thing? Let's focus on not what the other person. Let's focus on us. And again, that's being defiant to what the world will have you to believe. The world will have you attacking when sometimes we need to take a step back, assess, and then deliver.
Bro, I couldn't have said it no realer, bro. That's insane that you said that.
Bro, like,
I'm speechless, bro. That's crazy. I'm literally speechless, man, because that's so real. It's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so real because it saying that is a trigger pull. You know what I'm saying? It's like it goes from pulling the trigger to unloading the gun. Literally.
And putting it right there on the table. You can use it, but I'm done. I'm not going to feed into this no more. I'm not.
That's really what it is, though.
Because it becomes the blame game.
Right.
That's what gets a lot of things out of control. And you think about it. Think about like a couple that may have never argued before. There's a reason why they never argued up into that point.
Right.
And I can probably put it together real quick for you. Either if it's the guy or the woman. If it's the guy that caused the argument and they never argued, then it's probably because he elected to play a different role in which he was badly coached to do something that's opposite of who he is. He probably was like, man, y'all beefing again? Probably talking to a homeboy. All right, dog, bro. Like, yeah, but, it'll be okay. We normally just give each other a little time and, before the end of the night, we come together and we, nah, man, you know what, bro? Bro, like, to be honest, what did you say she said to you, though? X, Y, and Z. Man, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. You're acting like a punk.
Right.
You need to do this, that, and the other. So this brother, he didn't decide, you know what? Man, you right, bro. I'm going to say something to her this time. And he then came out and he didn't let her have it. Number one, the one thing about it that he probably forgot through his anger that she's been traumatized before. So could be her father, could be another man, that was in her life, used to just talk down on her. Now he's displaying he's giving that same display of the other man that once did the same thing to him. Now I'm talking about he doesn't hold back because now he's fed up.
Right.
And so now it's just like, he just just spewing all of this poison. So now all of a sudden, because of that, everything has gotten out of control. Like it's absolutely like it's at this point like they've
World War Three.
Exactly.
Right.
And now he can't believe it because he's never got this side of her, but she never got that side of him before. That's why they say oftentimes, man, certain doors that's closed, it's best that you keep those doors closed for a reason. You don't open certain closed doors. You don't.
True.
Because once that happens, you inviting, you know what I'm saying, other forces into, you just leave that alone.
100%.
That door got warning on it. It reads that. Leave it be.
Right.
Leave it be.
100%.
Leave it be. That was your, that was your warning.
That's
100%.
100%.
If the warning, oftentimes, if you first date somebody or whatever, so what's your biggest pet peeve? There's the warning. You asking for it. Now, see, me personally, when I was dating stuff like that, when that question is asked, I'm kind of, I'm hesitant at first to answer that because now, if you really want to know, I'm gonna hold you to a level that I don't hold many because now you going out your way to ask me this.
So if I tell you that means you shouldn't violate it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's a trust type thing
Right.
now. I'm entrusting you with valuable, this is like top secret government type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a clearance.
Yeah,
You know what I feel?
look. All right, now normally blood oaths come with this
Right.
stuff. I just mess with you.
Don't get it revoked.
Don't
get it revoked. That's all I'm saying.
Members first. Members first. You know what I'm saying? But
That's real,
it's
bro.
like, yeah,
We laughing, man, but it's funny.
yeah. So oftentimes that that's what it happens,
Yeah, man.
and it's like, bruh, when you think about it, again, it's the emotions, it's the feelings that guide you to do things that's not accustomed to who you are.
Right.
And it's like, oftentimes, man, we just got to be careful with that because that woman trusted you too. After she told you about, what happened to her in the past, that's like for a lot of people, that's still being touched inappropriately. That's still rape because, words can hurt. Depending on what's said, it can hurt.
100%.
That could be the stuff. It's crazy in certain situations, man. You could get hit by somebody, and depending on how they hit you, man, look, man, my child hit harder than that. You really laughing about it. You ain't. But somebody say something to you, and it's the most hateful thing, man. Like a lot of time, bro. Certain people, I hate to say, pass away, man, and even though they forgave that person, they still think about what they said.
Bruh.
That's how. And we gotta be careful with that and cognizant of that, And again, love. How can we not put ourselves in those situations by simply just walking with a sense of love? Like we don't have to always respond to everything that's said to us. Sometimes, bro, like we talked about before, man, that dramatic pause.
Dude.
You got to do a dramatic pause for the cause.
Bro, 3 to 5 seconds.
Hey, somebody say something to you out of line. Sometimes just
give me a second.
You ain't even got to tell them that because sometimes you can read through that.
Right.
You read through that. You like, oh boy, I didn't say it. I shouldn't have said that. And boy, and don't do the head shit. Or
Right.
amen.
You feel
That's
me?
it. There you.
That's real,
That's
man.
it. But
Dang, E, man, you my bad. I ain't mean to cut you off, dude. I was gonna say, dude, man, if that's not the most valuable advice, if that's not one of the most valuable advice that you could say, you said, I apologize for the part I played in it. Then how you feeling? Because I think the apology is good, but then to ask how you feeling, right? Because then you step into the role of saying, I'm trying to understand where you coming from. And that's all people want to be, bro. People want to be understood
and heard.
And heard. You feel me? Because think about it. Why you get pissed off at the rep that you trying to explain your issue to? Because they not trying to understand you. You feel me? You done told them that, hey, I only got 500. They charging you 5,000. You not understanding what I'm saying. That's the first thing we say. Nah, bro, you ain't understand what I'm saying. And it's like, but sometimes we forget that we don't extend that that same privilege to somebody else.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
To be heard and to be understood.
Right. That's the main things people want in life. You could literally, that's why arguments end, or that's why fights stop. It's because you understand where they coming from.
Or you hear this. Hey, you right. I got you now. I got you.
Right.
I got you. You know, or after the game, you could come to somebody and say, bro, look, it wasn't look, I ain't meant no harm, none of that, bro. Look, it was just like a little trash talk, bro. Look, bro, you was busting our head. I had to try everything in my power. I didn't mean for it to go that far, though. Like, look, bro, I know your mama. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, but it's just like stuff you be like, bro, it's all good, man. It's all good. But it's like a lot of times you're right though. It's just to be heard and to be understood. That's why a lot of times, man, what's got me into trouble like years ago, when I had a disagreement with, you know, a couple people, man, I would always ask, yo, like I'd be about to walk away or whatever, be about to let it go, man, because at this point I'm like, man, it ain't even worth it, you know. And then they'll say something. I'd be like, look, just let it go. Just, you know, hey, you know, squash it. You know what I'm saying? Just, hey, dead it, whatever, you know. Oh, this, that, and up. Yo, what you say?
Right.
When I come back and I ask, I'm asking because now I want it to be an understanding with the next, and
That's
see
real,
again,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? And now if you want to take it to that point and you want to repeat it.
Oh, man. Sometimes they get aggressive with it. I said.
And that right there.
Before they even get that out, it's like, okay, we know what it's about to
That's
go.
it. Hey,
Your
next.
body, your body already getting in it.
Next. So yeah, man.
Bro, that's hilarious.
All
Dang,
right.
that's real.
So all right. So yeah, what's your thoughts on lust?
Lust, man, is lust can't be trusted, man. Like lust is more of a it's a sexual pull towards something. You know what I'm saying? And when you thinking that way, you know what I'm saying, then it's never really good. You know what I mean? I just don't think lust leads to anything good. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's more sexually based.
All right, tell you what. You look up lust.
So lust is a very strong sexual desire. Have a very strong sexual desire for someone.
Okay, so it leads to the underlying thing that I'm getting from that is it leads to a sexual desire.
Right. It said lust is a strong craving for sex. It can also mean a hunger for anything, lust for power. While lust isn't a dirty word, it's a strong word. You don't have lust for something you don't really, really care about. Lust is strong, powerful desire. And that's what it goes in. A deep craving.
Okay, cool. So I have love. So love is an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something, feel deep attraction for someone, like or enjoy very much. Okay, so cool.
Now I got something. I don't know if that it says lust. The difference between lust and love, driven by sexual attraction, is lust. A physical surface level relationship. Disinterest in truly knowing the person. And then love is driven by strong emotion, a deep intimate relationship, and interest in forming a strong bond.
Okay. Now I have infatuation,
Right.
a feeling of foolish or obsessively. Hold on. A feeling of foolish or obsessively strong love for, admiration for, or interest in someone or something. So, what are signs of infatuation? You feel vaguely obsessed with this person. You're very physically attracted to a person, and it sometimes distracts you from exploring other facets of this person. You don't know the person that well on an actual personal level. So
That makes sense.
yeah. So love, lust, or infatuation. That's
Right.
what we are talking about. So I think the reason why I feel like this is a good topic to, speak on is because I think somehow things have been a little convoluted. Things are a little murky when we open up our mouths a lot of times and one of these words come to our mouths, through our mouths rather. Like for example, man, you can ask a lot of people about a lot of different things, man, and they'll say the things like, for example, like their car. Man, I love my car. Mm-hmm. Do you really love it? Or now, granted, this is the case sometimes with some people. Some people really do love their car, and they ain't pulling they ain't making no bones about. Look, I love my car, and then you ask them about their wife, and yeah, I like her. They might tell you sometimes. But
that's real.
Yeah, man. Like, man, this is crazy that we on this conversation, man. I remember years ago when I was a teenager, man. I found out that they were making dolls, like life-size dolls for people. Like it was on the market.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
These dolls were considered lovers. To people.
Yeah, man.
And people, for real, felt like they were in love with these dolls, but because they were like able to do sexual type things with these dolls. Now that reading these definitions, that falls more in the lust category,
right?
But like these people really, you ask them, I love Deborah.
If that's they gave them names and everything, yeah. That's real, bro. I do it. That's a good thing, I think, because it's like
it's a good thing.
No, I'm saying like that we talking about this is because it's like you do have to separate the three, but we use them so interchangeably. That's the weird thing about English language.
Yeah,
like we use a lot of things interchangeably.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It was one thing that I can't think of it now, but it was like a word we use very interchangeably. Respond and react. We think those are the same. You know what I'm saying? We interchange those. Love, lust, infatuation. We think we use it so interchangeably, especially love. Love get thrown around like it's nothing. But categorizing it, I think, is very important because then it gives you a different type of outlook on it. At least for me, it changed my perspective on how I look on it. You know what I'm saying?
I wrote a paper on these three like years ago. And I wish I had I don't even know how I would even get that paper. I don't know. But it was like I was fresh out of high school, man, in my first year in technical school, and man, it I don't know, it was strong to my heart, man. Like, Music Soul Child. The lyrics to this song, Don't Change. It says, I will love you when your hair turns gray. I'll still want you if you gain a little weight. The way I feel for you will always be the same, just so long as your love don't change. Now, dog, I'm surprised I could remember every, like, those lyrics verbatim like that. But that's saying something.
Right.
Because a lot of times, the first part is where certain people get lost and say, nah, they got to go. I will love you when you gain a little weight.
All right.
That part there, this ain't even the same person.
You already knew that was lust in the first place. When that part changed,
that's it.
You know
got to go.
Remember Fresh Prince?
Yes, sir. Yeah, straight get jazzed. Nah, for real,
bro, that's hilarious.
It's like, things happen in life that you don't have control of. And it's like people that appear one way, they may not always appear that way because they've been affected by things.
Right.
Whatever those things may be. Life. Or sometimes the world gets a hold of certain people and their looks change.
Yeah, man.
But if you truly love that person, are you willing to fight for that person to pull them out of the grasp of the world?
That's a very good question, man.
See, I took
yeah, man,
put that together.
That's a very good question, dude. Oh man, what do you think about that?
To
me, it's like that's tricky because it's like,
what do you
I done heard I could love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? I done heard,
but soon now I definitely agree with that though. Like certain people, that's the worst possible alternative that you stuck with a lot of times is to love somebody from afar. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes a person that's going through whatever they're going through, they won't even allow you the opportunity to be that close to them anyways.
Oh,
So all
man.
you can do is just love them from afar.
That's big that you said that, because it's like, to for me to like I was thinking about supporter roles, and like you was talking about wife helping somebody, whatever. If I want to help you, if I want to help you, you first have to help yourself. And the same thing goes with love. Like if I, to love you, do you have to love yourself first? You first have to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Is that a part of that the whole love from a distance type of thing?
I mean, you first of all, you have to understand how to love yourself if you struggle with that. I want to say something, man. I'm about to go a little bit off, a little bit off. I'm gonna accept something. I've struggled long enough, and it's been tough, man. Like it's been some years now, man. So I normally don't dive into like personal things, personal matters like this on air. But I'm gonna do it in this case, man, because first of all, I'm not perfect, man, and this struggle that I've been battling with, man, with this particular thing, I'm gonna let it air out because one thing about a wound, we always looking for ways to heal a wound, man, but then we always want to kind of cover it up. But it needs air,
Right.
So
That's true.
I'm gonna give it the air that it needs. I'm gonna say what I need to say on this, and after that, man, I'm done with it, man. You know, God got it. Like both my sister and my niece, I haven't spoken to my sister and niece in years, and it got to a point to where I was angry with both of them, you know. And for years, it got to a point to where, like now, looking back at the topic that we're going over right now, I wondered if I even loved them anymore, or if I ever truly had love for them, if it was ever easy for me to just say I'm done and not, you know.
Right.
So the parts about them that I could say that I was angry with, it ain't even about that, because maybe it's the parts that I lost within myself that I should have been most angriest with. You know, my thing is this here on air. I'm gonna say this right now. Tawana and Erica, I love y'all, and I ask for forgiveness. If y'all ever hear this, I ask for forgiveness because I wasn't created like that. I love y'all despite whatever issue we may have had or whatever issue may have been there. That's beside the point. God forbid if something would have happened to y'all and I was sitting up there holding on to a grudge, I would have never been able to live with myself. God forbid something would have ever happened to me and y'all never hear from me again. You always have this in which you can hear my voice saying that I love y'all. And I pray nothing but the best of y'all. And I just want y'all to excel. But I want y'all to also understand that whatever hurt may have been done to y'all or whatever hurt may have been done to me, it's not our job to reproduce that hurt and hurt somebody else. So like moving forward, I just ask that, we see it for what it really is. We challenge ourselves to go further, to outlast whatever it is that, that tries to run with us sometimes. You got to outlast it. You got to fight past it. You got to be better. You are capable of better. You are more. But before you can do more, you got to do the routine things better. So, again, I love y'all. And that's what I really want to, leave with y'all guys.
That's real, man. Hey, man, this has been the Real Talk Podcast, man. Appreciate you guys listening, man. Fun podcast, man. Share it, like it, comment, tell a friend, tell a family member. This is the Real Talk Podcast, man. Peace.
Real talk.
We appreciate you giving us a listen. If you like this episode and would like to engage with us or support, reach out through our social media platforms linked in the description, and tune in every Thursday to check out new episodes. See you next week.